Coco, hi. Hi, doesn't want to be on the film. One of the neighbor's dogs, one of the nicer ones that hangs around. How you going? Huh? Motorbike safety, I'm learning more. Like the Philippines is such a challenge. The chaotic, unpredictable hazards, the things you've only got 1 second to prepare for. You know what I mean? Like if a dog runs out from behind a car and you couldn't see it coming. The people that pull out onto the road without looking, the tricycle drivers who, without looking for anything, just decide to suddenly do a U-turn. And oh man, I thought I knew it before. Had really good brakes on my bike and everything, but I crashed due to a surprise last-second dog. So I've been learning what can I do? What can I do differently riding in the Philippines to be even safer and not have that crash happen again? Because here it's not sort of if you crash, it's more like a when. I think Coco can squeeze under that fence. Yeah. So when I hit a dog in Cebu, I had less than a second to react. No time really to use brakes or anything, I thought, but I've changed the way I've been riding since. Oh, and some subscribers, of course, have pointed out I was doing a bit of a tease using sort of glamour pic of Tamara and my bike as a thumbnail, but not showing any of that in the video. Yeah, so to do a bit of fan service, then I will, at the very end of this video, share a lot more of those really nice glamour pics of Tamara and my bike. Okay? Just have to wait for the end. A new technique I've been learning and practicing, which will give you that extra half second you need to make all the difference in terms of your stopping distance and reaction timing, so you could be able to avoid that dog running out or that tricycle U-turning or whatever. Okay, anything that gives you an extra half second, maybe a second to react and speed it up, is going to save you. Yeah, so without further ado, I'll get onto it. So the number one thing where I've changed how I ride to cope with that split-second unpredictability of the hazards in the Philippines is to preload the brakes while I'm riding through areas where the hazards are greater. Now, the motorways in Cebu City or Manila, you won't have dogs and tricycles and stuff like that. So you only do this where there's, in the villages and the country in the middle of the smaller cities and stuff where there's still a lot of people and dogs and things around. So how do you do that? How do you reduce the time it takes for you to apply brakes? Well, on a scooter, where the right lever is the front brake and the left lever is the rear brake, all right? You just pull them in a little bit and hold them in a bit while you're riding. Okay, in this case it's the clutch, but that's right because you want to pull the clutch in under emergency braking as well. With all of these levers, they're all a bit different makes of bike, but they've all got a fair bit of free play in them before the brakes actually bite. You reach that braking point. And if you're riding along in a high hazard environment, with a fair bit of traffic and dogs running across the road and stuff, or you're approaching a village on the highway, pull the brake lever in a little bit without it biting the brakes, right? And you can still do your throttle and everything, a couple of fingers on the brake lever, and so that means when something is about to happen and your brain screams, shit, brake, it's already there. It's already 1 millimeter away from braking, and the signal from your brain to your fingers is going to be delivered so much more quickly than if you're not touching the brake lever and you've got to reach to it and then pull it in halfway before it even does anything. Right, so just ride, you can still do the throttle, but if a few fingers on the brake lever, almost at the braking point, ride like that, and your stopping distance, your reaction time for braking is going to be much shorter. It's going to be, save you. That's it. So, look, when I started riding like that, it's tiring on your fingers, okay? Especially for long rides in southern Cebu where there's a village and dogs every 5 kilometers along the highway, right? But keep at it, keep practicing, and build up that strength in your fingers. And there's a special co-benefit from that as well for us older fellas being expats here in the Philippines. Okay, so I mean, the other reason to practice this brake preloading while you're riding is because grip strength in older men has a very strong negative correlation with cardio mortality, right? The stronger your grip, the less likely you are to die from a heart attack. Wow, that's implying causality. It is just a correlation, but hey, you'll be exercising your heart health while you're riding. Win-win. Yeah, so that's it. Very simple, just preload the brakes while you're riding in an elevated threat environment. One thing can make all the difference. And I really hope it does save you in a bit of a tight situation or a near miss. And let me know if it does. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm just about to include those photos of, that I mentioned before. Cheers, and thanks to you dogs. Bye-bye.